Hey guys, welcome to the view out my window Monday morning. The trees are filling in, so nice and green out there, and dark thunderous clouds. Let's look out this window. Look at those clouds. Love it. So this is what I've got on my table. Yes, sirree. That is another roly-poly journal. It morphed. It's super morphed. You guys, I don't know if you'll see this by the time this comes out. But anyway, all right, I'll be back. Monday, and you're probably going to be hearing thunder. I love this time of year too, because you guys know I like it when the weather is like this. So I am finishing up on this junk journal that I just showed you. Doing the stamping on the tags and such. And you guys commented a lot on this week's vlog, so I thought I would come and read some comments. Oh my gosh, my masseuse just left. Feels kind of cool calling her masseuse. And I told her this time, I said I'd really like for you to do the broken foot real gently, just light. You know, I said, are you comfortable with that? She's like, oh yeah, I have a client that's recently out of knee surgery, and I take care of her, so that's no problem. And it was heavenly. Heavenly, I tell you. But I am anxious to see my physical therapist today. Honey is really unhappy at his work. And I've been, as you guys know, trying to get him to leave that company for a couple years now. And he's finally to the point where he's interested in listening to my advice. I just broke the stamp. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, he's interested in listening to my advice. After all this time. Can you hear the thunder? The bad thing is that with my foot, we can't afford to be without insurance, you know, obviously right now. So he's having to, unfortunately, stick with it for now. Anyway, so it's getting cold in here. I'm so glad to almost be done with this journal, because you know, I was trying to actually get way ahead of the game with my scrapbooking with me projects, so I could work on the Sherlock Holmes one. But because journals take so long, kind of took me all weekend. I have to go to physical therapy, as I said, and I want to get my hair cut. And I was going to order groceries online, but I really prefer to shop for my own groceries. So I was going to go ahead and go to the grocery store, since the hair salon is right there in the same place. But I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the physical therapist. Okay, so a lot of you had stuff to say this week, and I'm really, really happy. I don't know if you can hear all of that, but there is a lot of thundering going on. Okay, so Crafty Come Lately, I really like that name, Crafty Come Lately, says, Jennifer and Christina definitely post still, and so does my sister Scrapper. I said, after I had said my sister Scrapper, I was like, oh no, she still posts. But I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm not getting notifications, but I'm not seeing Christina and Jennifer very much at all. I saw a live stream from Christina the other night, and Jennifer came to the live stream, but I haven't seen very much. And those two gals used to post several times a week, and I haven't been seeing them. But yes, many have created and have chilled from making videos, like Rachel's Jazz Creation, who had tons of content on making junk journals. She says, and follow the paper trail, post live streams, but she doesn't save them, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I haven't seen her in forever. Patricia Herrera says, check out My Serenity Crafts. She does everything and does a lot. Also, KW Clement. I think I follow KW Clement. Dana K. Hey, Rena, I agree about the crafters disappearing. I found a bunch of people are putting their content on their Patreon channels. For sure that medication is affecting Ryanna's sleep, which usually means that it's too strong of a dose. Well, what they told Savannah was that they were maxed out and they couldn't give her any more. It's like, why would you want to give her more? Clearly, you're giving her too much. I believe in every state that both parents have a right to medical records and access to whomever her doctor is. Savannah should make an appointment to speak to that doctor in person. I agree with that. I actually told Savannah, because actually it was negotiated in, when we went through the other, when we had the lawyer, it was negotiated that Savannah has equal rights with the dad about her medical stuff. And I told her, I said, you need to make an appointment and you have to drive down, because it's 80, she lives 80 miles south of us. You just need to drive down there and you need to go see this person and figure this out, because she is not acting normal. And there were a few other things that she did while she was here that were really not normal. And I can't imagine that they can't see that. So, hopefully we can do something. I don't know if we can, but you can see in the videos. I mean, and most of the time I can't even do a video with her. You remember she used to be so excited to do videos. And yeah, not so much anymore, because she's like a zombie. And as much as I like The Walking Dead, I do not want my granddaughter to be a zombie. Okay, Pretties from Pamela. Pretties from Pamela, did you change your name? I don't remember that name, but I know your picture. So, question, did you change your name? She says, I have also noticed that some of my favorite crafters aren't posting as much anymore. I have a Crafty YouTube channel and have been begging for subscribers. I would post a lot more if I knew that someone was watching my videos. So I went and subscribed to Pretties from Pamela. So if any of you guys want to, go check her out. She says, one more thing I forgot to mention before. Are you familiar with the Graphic 45 paper collection called Master Detective? It might be perfect for your Sherlock's Home Journal. And I responded to her and told her that I am familiar with that collection. But the person who wants me to create this journal wants it very Sherlock Holmes specific, and that Master Detective, it's a detective paper line. It's not specifically Sherlock Holmes paper line. So several people have actually suggested that paper line, but it won't work for that particular reason. Papers have already been purchased and are just waiting in the wings for me to get started. And they're digital. Everything's digital that I got. So yeah, hopefully I can get on that. What is today? Today's the 4th. Oh, it scared me. It's like, did I make the house payment? I did. So anyway, I'm so curious to play this back and see if you can hear the thunder, because it's just like totally constant. Did you hear that? All right. So, Jeanette Solomon says, Scrap Queen posts frequently. I do watch Scrap Queen. I'm a little bit funny sometimes about accents. Sometimes it's harder for me to stay connected if I'm having a hard time with an accent. So that's just the way I am. I can't help it. It's nothing against the person or anything, but sometimes it's a little bit harder for me to stay engaged in a video if I have trouble with the accent, or sometimes it's even a person's voice that I struggle with. And I've mentioned this before, and you guys have responded in the affirmative that you also sometimes have difficulty with that. So, all right. Lori Townsend, I agree with you on the crafters disappearing, but a lot quit when the AliExpress deal blew up. And I don't know that much about the AliExpress deal. I kind of like heard some stuff, but it, you know, it just, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. So, the said person you were designing for and quit caused a lot of problems in the crafting community, and I think a lot of people decided it just wasn't worth it. I guess you know who it was. I'm so thankful you're freed from that assignment. Well, kind of. They were pretty pissed off, I could tell. She says, I quit making videos because my ex's family found me and started causing problems, so I'll probably restart someday under a different name. Hope that you have a wonderful week. Hugs, Lori. That's a bummer, Lori, that your ex family found you. Yeah, I get it. That would be a big, big bummer. Christine Lazarides. I think I've said that name before, but it's been a while. She said, I did notice all those crafters that you mentioned don't really post anymore. I watched them too. Not sure what is going on. Sorry to hear about Rihanna. I personally don't think children should be on medication. It will affect their personality. Although I'm sure some who are severe may need it, but never saw where Rihanna would need it. She always just seemed like a happy little girl. Hope things get better for her. Hope your foot gets better too. It can take a while. Been there. All right, so I know I have mentioned this before. I want to mention it again. Shane, my son, was very, very severely ADHD. Very severely. And I mean, I wish I could describe to you how ADHD he was. Okay, so like when he was growing up, at one point we lived out in the country and he wouldn't want to get ready for school. So he would run out into the darkness, into the woods, and hide. There were times where we lived in a different place that was like right near the highway, and he would say he was just going to run out to the highway in the nighttime, and he would say he was going to wear black clothing. I mean, yeah, when he was about 7 or 8. So kind of Rihanna's age, actually. And there were a couple times he told my mom, when she was watching him, that he was going to tell the neighbors that my mom was mean. And he was going to run away. And my mom was like, well, let me pack you a lunch to take with you. But Shane was genuinely, I took him to a neurologist, and he definitely had issues. So, took him to a neurologist, had brain scans done, and he was definitely ADHD. It wasn't just like, oh, he's being naughty, could you give him some medication? So Shane has turned out pretty amazing. He really outgrew any. He was on medication for, I don't know, a couple years. And then he went to stay with his grandparents for a little while. And they didn't have him on medication. They just whooped his ass. But, like I said, the brain scans came back that he definitely needed to be on medication. So I do believe there are kids that need to be medicated. And, you know, if you need it, you need it. But I think a lot of them don't. And my understanding is that Rihanna's teacher had told them that she needed it. And so, you know, a lot of parents are just like, oh, well, the teacher said. Well, it's like the teacher's not a doctor. And the teacher just wants all the kids to just be like little learning machines. And not all kids learn the same way. You know? They just don't. So it kind of pissed me off that the teacher is the one that influenced them. And then it pisses me off that the doctor is just okay with it. Doctor doesn't really know her. I mean, even though it's her doctor, I mean, what? He sees her for 10 minutes? So anyway, yeah. All right. Papercrafting Girl. Just thought of someone else who posts frequency. Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking. I think it might be all one word. I am very familiar with Rosa Kelly, and I do watch her channel. You guys hear the rain? Uh-oh. It's hailing. She says, many of those people you mentioned quit making videos some time ago. Jennifer and Christina post on YouTube frequently. I think some people just kind of burn out as well. Happy Mother's Day. I don't know what you guys consider frequently. I think I post frequently. To me, once a week is not frequently. I don't know if it is to you. But, uh-oh. One of the pearls came off. Time for some pearl repair. All right, so, well, let me finish this. Okay, Naomi West says, I find a lot of crafters are posting haul videos, but not any crafting ones. I know. Sometimes I'm like, hey, are you going to create something with that stuff? She says, I found a lovely tea time paper collection from Artie Mays on Etsy, so I immediately thought of you. Hope things get sorted out with your granddaughter. She doesn't seem to me to need medication. Hey, Domino, I missed you. Jennifer Richards. Why in the world is Rihanna on Ritalin? She doesn't strike me as needing it. I am sure that Rihanna has a law guardian with the situation. What is that? What is a law guardian? I don't know. Savannah needs to say something to the law guardian because she is being over-medicated if she is not sleeping. As far as something to help her sleep, at her age, they should only give melatonin because that is a natural chemical our body makes. So sorry this is happening. She isn't the same as she used to be in the videos. Wish Savannah a very happy birthday. Her car looks great, and I would have never guessed it was that old. Love seeing your crafty videos, even if no one else is crafting. Happy crafting! Can you guys hear the rain? I love it. It's actually hailing, but it's just little pea-sized hail. Pretties from Pamela mentioned again. Like I have mentioned before, I was an elementary school teacher for many years and worked with a lot of attention deficit children. Not being able to sleep and lack of appetite are two of the side effects of medication. For children who really needed it can change their lives, like with Shane. Other children just need some different strategies for compensating, and medication is not really necessary. It always bothered me when parents were so quick to put their children on Ritalin or other drugs without trying other things first. Poor kids. Scrap Mom 68. Hi, Rena. I agree with you. She doesn't come across as needing the meds either. It's so hard as a grandparent not having to say. You can see the difference in her. Poor girl. Hope you sort it out soon. Hugs, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. I don't remember you. Are you new? Sherry Walters. Hey, Rena, I totally agree with you. Where have all the crafters gone? Hey, by the way, happy Mother's Day. I'm like you. I craft every day. That is how I handle stress. That little Rihanna looks so sad. I agree with you as far as the meds go. Ridiculous. That is why they call everything a virus, because they over-medicate everyone in the 80s and 90s with antibiotics, and they don't work anymore. Do you agree? I don't know about that. I just know people are getting medicated for stuff that they shouldn't be getting medicated for. I would agree with that. She says, I have been going through Rena withdrawal. LOL, can you vlog more? Haha. Tell Savannah happy birthday. Okay, have a nice week. Love the pearl necklace. Like I said, I am going to try to vlog more. You know, now that everybody's, you know, last week was just weird. Savannah had a couple extra days off. She took a couple extra days to try to get, you know, her life situated a little bit. But now, you know. Anyway, Mary Tapman. I'm on antidepressant medication, and her symptoms, and just looking at her face and how slow her reactions are appear that she is over-medicated. It slows down the thought process and causes sleep problems. I don't see her being the type to be on behavioral medication. Frankly, I believe those meds should be more for kids that can be a danger to themselves or be violent. And that's another issue we had with Shane. He was a danger to himself, and he sometimes would get violent. And now he is like the most laid-back person on the planet. Okay, Rita McLaughlin. So sorry your weekend didn't turn out good, Rena. As a Nana myself, I can't imagine how you can see your grandbaby like this and have no say in the situation. I don't even know what I would do. I will keep Rihanna in prayers, Rita. Well, thank you guys. And any of you that do pray, please say prayers for Rihanna. I talked to my mom and let her know that Rihanna is in need of prayers, and I appreciate you guys doing the same. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to enjoy this rain. I might do a little video of a little pea-sized hail. I'll talk to you guys later. Happy scrappy day. Bye. Hear that? Wow. I have to send a picture to Honey. Fortunately, they're little pea size. That doesn't do much damage. It looks like snow. But it's not. It's getting bigger. And louder. Look at it bouncing in the yard. Wow. Yesterday. She does such a good job. I love it. I've been trying to do a tutorial this morning. Or craft with me. I don't know what it is. It's kind of a mess. But I gotta go with it. And can any of you help me figure this out? So my printer keeps putting these lines in. And I've cleaned the print heads and cleaned the print heads and cleaned the print heads, and I'm still getting these lines. I also don't know why it's green. I was low on blue, so I'm putting the blues in right now. I just put it in, and it's preparing the ink system. But what about these lines? When it was doing this on my vintage stuff, it didn't bother me, but it's not supposed to have it on here. And even my little, these have a tinge of green, so garbage. And I hate throwing that cardstock away. It's not expensive, but it's kind of expensive. Anyway. So Savannah just left for work. Things are going pretty good. Blake's going to be here on, today's Tuesday. Blake's going to be here on Friday. I'm still dealing with my employee issue, but I will know by the end of the day how that goes. So anyway, I'm getting ready to also do a tutorial with these die. Well, this die. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think this is really cool. But anyway, digging the hair. I went to physical therapy yesterday and my regular girl was not there. Okay. My regular girl wasn't there. The guy that was there made it sound like he doesn't think that I'm working hard enough. I'm working it to where in the morning I'm swollen. So I'm waiting for my girl to be back. I got to go see her tomorrow. So let's print another one of those and see how it comes out now that I have the blue in there. It's really nice outside, but this afternoon we're supposed to have storms again. I love storms. You guys know it. Okay, we got rid of the green, but we still have the lines. So somebody help me out. I've cleaned the print heads already. So what? Okay. Help me. Help me. I don't want to have to buy another printer because I'm just not good at installing printers. So if anybody out there knows, I would appreciate your help. If anybody in the Denver metro area wants to come over here, let me know. Bye, guys. Wednesday, and it's beautiful outside today. It's going to get hot. I need to remember to turn the swamp cooler on before I leave. That is for sure. I'm working on some cards. Haven't done cards in a while. Feels kind of funny, but I'm doing some cards. And I want to give a little shout out. I have been watching a channel recently. What happened? I just had lace. Where did it go? Oh. And it's called Olivia's Romantic Home. And her home is super shabby chic. I just want to know how she got her husband on board for that. I love shabby chic, but I can't imagine it in my entire house. Unless maybe I was single. But I love watching her channel and seeing the things that she's got going on and how she alters furniture and stuff. So check it out. It's just simply Olivia's, with an apostrophe S, Romantic Home. I swear I am going to have to be back because I just got a text message. So real quick, what happened with the employee who pretty much lied to me about being sick? So yesterday we lost a customer that had 3 dogs and they needed to reschedule. So I messaged her and said, hey, we lost 3 dogs. We're not going to need you today. Enjoy the day. And she was like, can I come get my check? Well, I forgot it was payday. Payroll gets delivered by a delivery service. And I told her, I said, of course, I'll text you when checks get here. Well, at 12:27, she texted me and said, is there some reason that checks aren't there yet? That's kind of an aggressive way to ask if checks are there. So I replied, what does that mean? They get delivered when they get delivered. She says, I'm simply asking because they're always there earlier than this. So I picked up the phone and I called her. I said, I don't understand what you're confused about. It's a delivery service. Sometimes they deliver at noon. Sometimes they deliver at 1. Sometimes they deliver at 1:15. Sometimes they deliver at 2:20. I don't know. And she's like, well, they always deliver first thing in the morning. I was like, you've gotten 2 checks where you've actually been here when checks were delivered. Twice. And they weren't delivered first thing in the morning. I said, checks are normally delivered around lunchtime. A little bit earlier, a little bit later, but around lunchtime. She's like, no. Oh, so we had attitude going on. So I said, I will let you know when they get here. Then she comes, I texted her when they got there. She comes in and she's standing at the counter with attitude written all over the face. So, oh, and we had already discussed earlier that she would bring her doctor's note to return to work when she came to get her check. So we could get that taken care of so she could come back to work the next day. So she comes in and I can see she doesn't have anything in her hand. So I said, I don't see any paper in your hand. You know, do you have your doctor's note? She's like, no, I didn't bring it. It's at home. And I was like, well, we discussed you going ahead and bringing it so we could iron out, you know, you coming back to work. And she goes, well, I had to do this and this and this, and I didn't bring it. And I was like, okay. Do you realize that you, that Saturday was the day that you had asked for the day off, and I had told you no, and then that was the day that you called in sick? And she was like, yeah, but I didn't go to the graduation. I have diagnosed migraines. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have a doctor's note telling me about your migraine. And I just told her, I was like, I'm sorry. I cannot have someone working for me that thinks I'm a liar. And she was like, I didn't call you a liar. I said, you accused me of lying when you didn't believe the paychecks weren't here. I said, pay day is an entire day. If you were working today, you wouldn't be done till 4 or 5 o'clock. So you wouldn't, I mean, I might hand you your check before 4 or 5 o'clock, but you wouldn't be able to go to the bank till 4 or 5 o'clock. So pay day is an entire day. And, you know, what do you think? Do you think I'm going to withhold your check? I said, you know, I may not be happy about Saturday, but I'm firing you because you accused me of being a liar. I didn't accuse you. I said, yeah, you did. I said, and you even messaged one of the other girls to ask them if I was lying. Well, she was pissed. And she left. So that's what happened with that. And I do not relish in that kind of stuff at all. That is one of my least favorite of all things about being an employer, is just bullshit that you go through when people just can't be honest and say, hey, I really need this day off. It's very important to me. You know, I don't know. If I can't have it off, could I work a part day? Could I come in early? You know, try to at least negotiate to change things. But the reality is, at that point, she'd been there like about a month, 5 weeks maybe. And she already wanted a Saturday off, the busiest day of the week. I was like, no, I'm sorry. You haven't been here long enough. You know, usually people are here quite a while before they get a Saturday off. I mean, usually at a new job, you don't get, you know, you just don't even consider asking for time off. But, you know, some people consider that it's not a real job. And it's like, yeah, I give you a real paycheck, so it is a real job. So anyway, there's my employer frustration. And back to fun stuff. So, Olivia's romantic home. Anyway, I was just watching one of her videos, and I left a comment saying that I was opening a Shabby Chic tea room. And she seemed to get excited about that, and she was like, send me an email. So that would be fun to get to know her, because I really admire her videos and her talent in creating. She does a lot of altering of furniture and just anyway. She surprisingly only has 1,200 subscribers. So if that is something you would enjoy seeing, go subscribe to her channel. Look at this card, guys. Isn't it cool? I love using these Graphic 45 tag dies for cards. And I am just rocking the cards right now, trying to really stock up. Wow. Trying to really stock up on stuff so that when I do open the tea room, I have a lot of inventory. So I am listing stuff on eBay and Etsy, and if it sells, it sells. But if it doesn't, then that's fine too, because that gives me more inventory to start with. Because the closer it gets to the tea room, the less time I'm going to have for crafting, and the more I'm going to have to start altering furniture. So I'm a little stressed out about that. That's kind of why I like to watch Olivia's Romantic Home, because it makes me feel more like I can really do it. And of course, I'm going to have honey, and I imagine some of my friends will help. I'm not going to make them help or anything, but I just imagine some of them will. So my niece that I saw in Texas, her name is Lydia, and she is a chalkboard. She does like lettering on chalkboards. Her mom, my sister, is a calligraphy artist. Not artist, I guess. Are they called an artist? I don't know. But she does calligraphy. So her daughter doing chalkboards is really cool. And I asked her when I get ready to open if she would come and do my chalkboards. And she was like, yes, of course I will. So that's really cool. All right. Ta-da. I love it. All right, guys. Not too much else to talk about today other than a reminder that we're going to have a big weekend, big family stuff going on. So excited about that, and just want everybody to get along, and yeah, I think they will. There's that little bit of tension about Savannah being in Blake's old room, and Rihanna will be here too. I forgot that Mother's Day was a bonus weekend, so we get her this coming weekend. Oh, please, Lord, let her sleep. Let me mention a little bit about that, because Miss Cranky Crafter left a very, very long comment, and I'm not going to read the whole comment. But I did read the whole comment, but I'm not going to read it on here. But she is a child that has ADHD and autism. Let me say, I think I said it the other day in the other day's video, but Shane had very, very severe ADHD, and he was violent, more towards himself, a little bit towards others, and I'm reading some of her comments. I'm going to read like the first line. If Rihanna didn't need medication, then giving her Ritalin would make her super hyper. It would have the opposite effect. So the fact that she is it has slowed her down would suggest that she... Sorry, text message. Would suggest that she was hyper to begin with, and therefore giving her the medication would be the right thing to do. it's turned her into a zombie. When Shane took medication, it helped, but it didn't turn him into a zombie. I mean, you saw her. You guys saw her. That's not her. And I know her. I mean, I've known her since she was like this, all the way up, and that's not, she doesn't need it, I do believe that, you know, the teacher probably said something, and then so the parents are like, well, we need to do something because the teacher's unhappy. And it's like, I'm sorry. I had some teachers for Shane that were, I don't remember one teacher that was a real jerk about his behavior. And trust me, I got called to the school a lot of times, 2 or 3 times a week, to come and get him. And he was on, he was even on medication. I think one was called Depakote. The other one was lithium. And of course he was on Ritalin, but Ritalin wasn't strong enough. They had to go to other things. So I just know my granddaughter, and I know that she doesn't need it. And I'm frustrated because I don't think that the doctor should have given her the medication without doing a brain scan or some kind of scan where they determine if it's really needed. So that's my 2 cents on that. I mean, I get it. There are kids that need it. I had one. Yeah, I had one. And honestly, a lot of my life was a nightmare. It is very, very hard to have a kid that is constantly, you know, you're worried about, you know, you send them off to school and it's like, okay, well, what time am I going to get the call today? It was very difficult. So for what it's worth, you know, and I appreciate your you know, your comment and your concern. I just want you to know that I want everyone to know I have Rihanna's best interests at heart, and I believe that I know her well enough to know that she really, you know, maybe she needs a low dose. I mean, possibly. But whatever she's taking is making her look sick. It's making her act very strange. Like I said, there was some behavior while she was here that I can't even, I don't want to say, but it was bizarre and unusual. And, you know, I did text Dad and was like, hey, can we talk this week? Can you talk with me? You know, I have some concerns going on. And he was like, yeah, I'll let you know when I have, you know, what evening I have time. But like I said, we're not high on the list of, you know, I don't use, we're just not high on his list anymore. And I wish we were, because he, you know, he should know no matter what, we have Rihanna's best interest in our hearts. And, You know, we're willing to help in any way we possibly can. So, there you go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.